Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. So you are actually going to be walking through with us today a hand art workshop. You've been asking for it. I'm doing it with a young lady. You'll only see me showing her, so pay attention. Welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new, our channel is about anyone who has ever had a thought or an inkling about getting up, leaving United States of America, and finding a country, embracing it, making it your own, and everything that comes with it. We're focusing on the everything that comes with it. So if you got skills, that's a great thing when you leave the country or leave any country, because you have something to bring to the table, something to sustain yourself. So this hand art workshop today that we are offering, I am offering them individual. Before COVID, we used to do a lot of groups. I used to have groups of 12 and 6, but I'm sticking with the individual. I like it. So thank you, COVID. Yes, so we're doing individual hand art workshops. And this workshop, I guarantee you, is able to sustain you, start a business. I like to see people go far. I like to see people go far with it. A few people have. It made me very proud, and I'm sure she will today. Okay, so we're just going to get started. Follow along. Welcome, Impress. So you're going to be working with raw yellow calcite. You can get ready. These wires, this is 12 gauge. The 12 isn't on there, but I know it because I bought it. Yeah. So this is a 12 gauge wire that you can use for almost every piece of jewelry or every piece you design, whether it's a necklace, a bracelet, a finger ring, an ankle, whatever you create, 12 gauge works. Okay. It just does. And they have some other gauges, 18 gauge, and I've experienced all of these you see around my neck, 12 gauge. 12 gauge just works with any piece you would like to create. These two are going to be yours, and these two are going to be mine. And what I'm talking about is the tools that we're going to need. One is a wire cutter. Sister got her wire cutter over there. And one is a wire bender. So it'll have just a flat, see how it is? Don't cut nothing, but it'll bend your earring hooks. It'll bend any way you need to bend. So really 2 tools are enough. Even though I have a whole lot of tools, these 2 have become my best friend. Right. Yes, and they'll probably become yours too. Okay, so 12 gauge is here. This is an 18 gauge. I was trying to see if it's on there for some reason.
Oh, so 18 is smaller than
12. Yes. So the higher the number, the smaller the wire. It normally, and I used to get confused and say, well, shouldn't it be bigger? No, it should not be bigger. 18 is this small, and it's a soft. You have some wires called dead soft. Feel that. And I want you to feel the 12 gauge also. But you see how flexible it is, right? Yeah, okay. Some wires, when you're ordering your materials, you got to be careful, because if you don't say dead soft, I order a lot online, and sometimes I got wires under there that are dead hard. So hard I can't. And if you look at how hard the copper is, I can barely squeeze it together. You see how hard I was trying to pull it apart? I was glad the copper came that way, because it allowed me to have 100% copper. I'm not sure if I would have wanted dead soft copper. Yes, I would have, because I could have created earrings easier. It's just easier for the hands. So you have to make sure that you're saying dead soft if that's what you want, or hard if that's what you want. Trying to make rings and stuff, you want hard.
Okay.
Unless it's rings like this, you want dead soft. So you'll learn all of that once you start feeling and touching the wires, and once you start thinking in your head, okay, what should I create today? And what do I need? Then you know how to order your materials. Okay? Now the beautiful thing about these materials, some people say, well, can you get them on island? And I can't say no, I can't say yes, because the very first time I started venturing out with these wires and materials, I bought them right here. Okay. I bought them from This and That. If you remember This and That, or This and That was it called. Yeah. Anyway, the store didn't survive after COVID. The business didn't. And I ran into him, and he was trying to do some stuff online, and I think he's just having a difficult time. But he's the first one. I got the wires from him. He had all colors. And I was like, yeah, I bought it all. And I kept going back to him, and he never got no more. So I figured he was ordering it too. So when I went home to America, well, my second home, I bought back a lot of wire. But I'm sure, who knows, one day somebody gonna be selling this wire item. But it's real easy to order. If you know somebody coming, all you gotta do is say.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
And it's light. So,
It's very, very light. So you got 12 gauge, you got 18 gauge, which is for your outside wrapping. This I use 12 all the way through. But I'll show you this on top would be nice to have some 18 gauge go through it and reinforce it. That's the most important thing you want to do is reinforce. So this one here is a 20 gauge.
Wow. Can I feel that?
Yeah. Now 20 gauge, the reason why I got a little stiffness to it because they're your earring hooks. I teach my people how to make their own earring hooks. You come out cheaper because if you go buy earring hooks, you're gonna get about 20 to 40 in a pack for about 20, 40 EC dollars. When you can get one whole roll for little of nothing that will last you a couple years, depending on how much jewelry you create. And you want to learn to make your own earring hooks. It's funner, they feel better, and you can control whether they're stainless steel, they're good stuff for the ears because there's so many of us women, well, women and men today wear earrings, but there's so many people whose ears are infected because they can't have certain things that were sensitive.
Yeah.
So I always get the good stuff for the ears. I haven't had any complaints, and if it has been, they didn't come back to me and tell me, which people normally do, but I haven't had any. So.
And the wire, question about the wire doesn't tarnish.
Not these. This. Let me tell you about this. You see, I got a toe ring on.
Yeah.
Toe ring on. Well, I don't think I would get in the ocean, but I get in the ocean a lot because of my total knee replacement. It's my healing. And then I got a pinched nerve. You know, it's just healing for the body. So I don't like to take off my toe rings, my nose rings. I don't like to take them off, and I never have to. Some of these pieces are like a couple years old. And I get in the ocean at least 2-3 times a week if I can, but I do not let a week go by. So these have been in so much ocean salt water, and they still look like I just made them.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the answer to your question. I love this stuff, and that's the reason I love it. It works good with the body. This is aluminum, and the 100% copper, you know, the salt water shines it up, so you're in good hands, so to speak. So, now the first one you said we're going to do. So what we're going to do, you're going to watch me first before you touch anything. I'm just clearing out, making me a smooth edge. Because you want your edges to be smooth. So I am going to, I got a square piece just like you got. Yours got a little more thickness to mine. It doesn't matter. I'm glad I'm able to show you with this piece. I'm looking at it because I want to know what side I want to be on top and on the bottom. I think I'm going to put this on top because it got that little curve and design. That's just flat, so we'll make that the back. And the back is usually where you start. Now for most pieces, including this earring in my ear, this bracelet on my arm, this ring on my finger, the toe ring, everything you start. It's a good place to start with that one motion. Did you see how I just turned it around?
Yeah.
I have not cut anything yet for a reason. Pay attention to that. Okay, turning it so I can lay it flat on mine. I decided this will be the back, and you'll do the same. This will be my top because it got some little cut on it that I like. And you lay it right on it flat as you can on whatever side. You hold it sturdy where you need it to be, which in the middle is normally a good space. See, it's in the middle of the stone. Okay. Hold it so it don't move. You have to control. You're in control of everything. You see, there ain't nothing there to hold it but your thumb. And you want to go around, and you want to stay up against the energy stone. Don't let it move. Hold that. Come on around. And the reason why I like, and go right up against the back of it. Let the circle be pointing out. You go in the back of it. Because if you try to go in the front of it, it'd be too much space. Back is you want to be laid right up against it. You want to be hugged and snugged right up against that stone. Look, I ain't leave no space or nothing. Okay, now you want to hold it with your thumb. And you want to turn. Turn. Only thing can keep it steady is your thumb. Turn until you get right here. And then come, because you're trying to secure the whole stone inside. You see that?
Yeah.
And come on around. Right back to your starting point. You keep going back to your starting point. And I really think you got her in there secure enough. You got both sides. She can't get out. No way she can slip or slide out. Well, I got to secure her also. So I got her enough. So you got a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's only because you haven't secured her yet with the 18 gauge. So I got her in and she can't slip out from either side after I secure her. That's what you're paying attention to. You don't want to lose your stone, and you don't want to, if you start your business, you surely don't want to sell to somebody and they say, my stone fell out. And if it does, because nobody's perfect, my customers, I never had a problem. I take care of my customers. They come back and the stone's out. It's not always your fault. Sometimes they've been doing things they ain't supposed to be doing. They should have took it off or something, you know. But I'm just saying, people do things, but still I take care of them because I know people make mistakes. So this is secure for me to have not secured anything yet. Okay? So now I will, let me see how long I would want it. I want it actually about the same size as this. So I ain't even gonna touch that, but what I will do, because I usually put that, I know I want that on top of my arm, and then I want another piece to maybe come round and then around, because I want this to end up top too.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking how I want my, I'm sticking this on mine at the end, just because I've been wanting to use it. So I want you to see, you can put all kinds of pieces. You can take beads, like these are my African Ghanaian trade beads. I got plenty of them. Sometimes I stick them on after I cut it or whatever. Or in this case, I'm not cutting. I'm not cutting. I am cutting, but I'm not cutting. Because I need you, because see, with this, is one whole piece. You can see I bent it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll cut two pieces and have two ends to work with, and I'll stick beads on. But I'm not cutting. If you want to cut, you can. My thing is just to show you how to wrap. See, I want to come there, and then I want that thing to come back up there. So I'm going to cut right there. And then I'm going to go like this, because I know what I want in my mind. I've thought about it. So that's going to come all the way around. But right now, I'm working on it. So I know I got enough. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't supposed to cut it. Hey, but I did. See, it happens sometimes. One thing about that, I'm glad that happened, because I want you to understand that you are the designer. You're creating this. There's no such thing as I made a mistake. Then fix it. Then make it jazzy the way you had it then. You understand? Then do something else. So now if I hadn't cut it, I would have just been able to bend it and use one piece. Now I do have to cut me a second piece.
Oh, okay.
Because it has to be doubled for the sturdiness. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't make a mistake. I just got to design it another way. Now, if it was something specific for somebody, they didn't, I want two pieces, I would just do another one and then do this one too. But I wouldn't try to give them two pieces cut if they didn't want it, if they wanted it uncut. If you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to make me another piece. And sometimes I leave a little bit more on it to give me some space. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. And this is what I need for my piece. Now you grade decide what you need for yours. I will wait for you. You got to do this first. You can look at it if you need to. Here's your wire. You got your own pieces. And this is mine. Now you do your thing.